Hi guys! I've been wanting to start this Friday 5 series where every Friday I just spend around 5 minutes talking about 5 things, whether it's 5 of my favorite products, 5 of my favorite products from a certain brand, 5 of my favorite brands. I have a lot of lists going and ideas, but first I wanted to start with 5 of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to try to put these in order, mostly because I know that my #1 favorite eyeshadow palette would definitely be the Modern Renaissance by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I love the palette, I love the quality, I love the mirror, it has a brush, and there's a cat hair in it. But the shades are beautiful and the quality is definitely my new favorite eyeshadow formula. I'll be swatching a few of my favorite shades from each palette. Just the warmth and the options of matte shades in this palette makes me so happy. There's Venetian Red, this is Primavera, this is Burnt Orange, and this is Buon Fresco. Not everyone is a big fan of this palette, mostly because of the kick up. When you tap your brush into the palette, you can see a lot of dents, like a lot of abuse from the makeup brush. These eyeshadows are very soft, but I feel like the pigment is just so strong. All I have to do is barely tap, and I blend the eyeshadow onto my eye, and there's really not much like building and blending you have to do. It just kind of does the work for you. They're beautiful. I just know to be a little bit more gentle with them than most of my other eyeshadows. My next favorite eyeshadow palette is probably the Dose of Colors Desi X Katy Quad. I think it is just beautiful and I love the mirror and I love the shades. Suze, Noli, Harpoon, and Turbo Sun. I did do a full video of this collection. I love them. They're all shimmer shades, but they're kind of the perfect accent colors to what I already have in my collection. I think they did a fantastic job choosing the colors for that. Only downside is that's limited edition, although I have seen a petition floating around Twitter to try to get Dose of Colors to bring that to the permanent line. My next favorite would have to be the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Palette. I mean, just the options themselves. The quality is great. It was my first Morphe eyeshadow palette purchase, and obviously I was nervous because some people have a lot to say about Morphe not being as good as some YouTubers had hyped for the past couple of years. But I know Jaclyn Hill has been saying for a long time about how important it was to get every single shadow down right, and I think she did it. I mean, the mattes are pigmented and they blend like a dream. The shimmers are so creamy and vibrant. Because that is a 35 pan palette, I tried to swatch as many shades as I could fit onto my hand in 2 rows. These are definitely colors that stand out to me. These mattes I have been reaching for often, and these shimmers are just gorgeous. My next favorite palette is definitely very well loved. It's visibly well loved. It is the Lorac Pro To Go palette. I like that it has a nice sized mirror, but it also has just very easy basic shades to create a look. And on the other side, it also has 2 blushes and a bronzer. So it folds out into this long, useful little guy with a great mirror, a little holder for these 2 little brushes. I mean, this isn't my favorite brush. It's kind of scratchy for a little blending brush, but this little angled brush is great for packing on those dark shadows into the lash line. So if I pack a makeup bag for travel anywhere, this is definitely always going, especially if I'm trying to keep my options limited and I don't want like too much stuff. So it has a nice shimmer shade, a satin matte shade that I often use to set my concealer on my eyeshadow, and a bronze, a black, and kind of a really dusty dark purple with a little bit of shimmer, and then a very nice matte brown crease shade. I don't often reach for this pink of a blush. It is very bright, but this peach one is nice with a little bit of shimmer, and this bronzer was the only bronzer I had for quite a long time. It's definitely been well loved as well. I'm surprised I never hit pan on it. I can get basic looks out of it. It's gotten me through a lot. And my last favorite would be another Lorac eyeshadow palette, the Lorac Pro 3. These are such nice classic, like romantic shades. I love the variety of neutral shades and really nice matte transition shades. Like these are great. I use these all the time. These are some of my most used shades out of the palette. With almost every eyeshadow I use, I apply shimmers wet. It just performs better, it looks better. This formula is definitely one that benefits from using a damp brush because I feel like the shadows are very soft, but I also feel like that makes it kind of user-friendly and just a little bit easier to blend and build up. So those are my 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection. Subscribe so you won't miss the next video, including next week's Friday 5, because I want this to be an every Friday thing from now on. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.